So this is our first official video in a new series we're starting called Movie Munchies.
Yes.
And this is my friend Jacqueline.
Hello.
And if you want to introduce yourself real quick.
Yes. My name's Jacqueline. I'm a single mom and I started cooking to make ends meet, and now it's turned into a passion. I have a great list of clients. Rachel is one of them. So we're now friends and now YouTube friends, and we're gonna make some yummy food and talk about movies every once in a while.
That's right. We both love movies. And we both love to cook. So this was just a perfect combination. Today is the big football game. The big Super Bowl. And it's very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The food's better than the game, for sure.
The game. I agree. We are talking about The Blind Side, and this
Who doesn't like that movie?
Yeah, for real. This is the perfect movie to pick, not only for Super Bowl, but also because Michael Oher, who the movie is about, is playing in the Super Bowl.
Isn't that awesome?
Perfect.
We totally planned that.
That's right. Thank you, Michael, for just for us.
Thank you. What you're gonna need to make your apricot chicken drumsticks is you're gonna need a package, about 3.5 pounds of drumsticks. You're gonna need half a cup of brown sugar, an entire bell pepper, whatever color you want. You're gonna need a large onion, diced. Make sure both of them are diced. You're gonna need a 1/4 cup of molasses, a 1/4 cup of honey, 3 cloves of minced garlic. You're gonna need a 1/3 cup of soy sauce.
Tablespoons Worcestershire sauce.
You need some olive oil to use in the pan, and then this is optional, of course, but it is delicious. This is a habanero carrot curry, little paste that you can add to it for a little bit of spice, but you don't need a whole lot of this or else you're gonna burn your mouth.
You could use any hot sauce that you like.
But this looks amazing. Habanero, yum. You'll need a whole jar of apricot preserves. You're gonna use about half a bottle of ketchup.
This movie was released in 2009, and it was directed by John Lee Hancock, and of course stars the immortal Sandra Bullock, who we all love. Right?
If I ran into her, I probably wouldn't respect her boundaries and just come in for a hug.
Sandy is all of our friends.
Is she not?
I mean,
like,
let's be honest.
I
right?
love her. I love her. I love you.
She's just so likable. She's so wonderful. She had an amazing year this year of 2009. Not so much personally, but as far as movies, because she had The Proposal, which was a huge hit, and then she had The Blind Side, huge hit. And she won an Academy Award for this film.
Our drumsticks started. I'm going to go ahead and use some of this olive oil. I'm just gonna pour a couple tablespoons all over the pan to make sure that it coats the bottom of the pan nicely. Take your pepper. Then you take your onions. And then your garlic. Go ahead and just pour it all in there. With your spoon. Start coating it in that olive oil.
And it tells the story of Michael Oher, who went on to become, he plays for the Carolina Panthers, is that the Toohey family finds Michael. He's known as Big Mike.
Big Mike.
And they bring him in and protect his blind side.
Right.
So there you go. And it is a movie that is sentimental. It's a little bit maudlin, but I don't mind a movie that's like that sometimes. I like a movie that makes you feel good and has a good message and is
Reminds
sincere.
you of the good of humanity. Back and checked on it after a couple minutes. It looks like it's getting a nice brown color. The onions are getting translucent. It's smelling delicious. So I'm going to go ahead now with this chicken. We're going to set this little mixture aside and we're going to sear our drumstick.
It's based on the Michael Lewis book, and he's a great author. If you want to find a good author, he wrote The Big Short, that is now an Academy Award nomination. He did Boomerang. He just did a lot of really great books, and he did this book, The Blind Side. And he, all about Michael and his experience with this family, the Toohey family, who of course is a white family. Michael was from a very dysfunctional black family in Atlanta. And some of the controversy that this movie caused is that there is sort of an idea of a white family rescuing a black kid,
right.
You know, and is that necessarily the best of messages? But it's a true story. It's what actually happened. If you read the book,
I don't think there's any real political agenda or, anything with it. It was just it's a good story.
That's what happened.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and grab the olive oil again. We have the heat turned to barely like a medium high. I'm gonna pour more oil in the bottom here. Don't need a ton. We're using the same skillet as the peppers and onions and garlic. We'll go ahead and move this around, which is great. This will just add more flavor to the chicken. So we're just gonna place those in here and let them start browning. Just a little bit. It helps keep the juices in while they cook in the oven later on.
One part in the movie that I will fault it for in this regard is that I do feel like all of the black people that you see, except for Michael in the film, are either hoodlums or the one lady at the NCAA who's sort of a jerk.
Right.
And it would have been nice if maybe his tutor had been black or somebody else to kind of show a full story. Right. But I still don't think it's enough of an offense to make the movie unwatchable or be a big problem for me. But it is something that I wish they had done a little bit different.
Right. This is where we're going to start making our yummy sauce to go. Our onions, peppers back in. We're just going to start adding the rest of those ingredients, setting aside the apricot preserves. So everything else is going to go in right now. Smells so good. Some honey. Oh, it's getting a beautiful color.
But overall, the thing that carries this movie is Sandra Bullock. Her performance is so spitfire. It's so funny. She seems like a real person, a real mother who is just making this up on the fly. she you know what I mean? So like she's
There's no
just
script. She didn't know what she was doing for real.
No, but you know, as far as helping Michael, like,
yeah,
you know, it feels sincere that way. That's the word I'm looking for.
You can see her making decisions in her head. You can see she's thinking. You know, she was really flawless with the transition from like, I'm making decisions. You know, it's not like she just was reading a script or anything. You could tell that she was really transitioning into changing this kid's life. I'm gonna put just a half a bottle of this ketchup.
Worcestershire sauce.
Sugar. Turn the heat to about medium heat for now. We don't want anything to cook too much right this second, so I'm gonna mix all this in nice.
It feels heartfelt. It feels genuine. It doesn't feel like something from like a Hallmark movie. I love my Hallmark movies, but it doesn't feel like something
predictable
that's manipulative. It feels authentic to me. And I think that the two kids, their performances really help. SJ and Collins are really good, and they feel authentic. They're not too Hollywood cutified, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know, they're pretty good.
More real. We're gonna go ahead and let that sit now. You can see it starting to bubble. We're gonna let simmer and cook down just a little bit before we put it over our chicken.
It's just a nice message about reaching out and looking beyond your circle and finding people that you can serve.
Right.
And be open to those opportunities coming into your life. And yeah, so I think that's the big message from it. And you look at the difference that it made in Michael Oher's life. Now he's at the Super Bowl. And yeah, and the difference that I'm sure it made in their lives as well.
See, it's starting to sizzle right now. It's looking really good. There's bubbles coming. I'm gonna go ahead and add some of this. I grew up in New Mexico and I just can't pass this up. So just a tiny bit, like I'm not even kidding. The tiniest bit will add enough heat to this entire pan. Let this simmer down a little bit. It's thickened up quite a bit, you can see. I'm gonna go ahead now and take our jar of apricot preserves and we're gonna just add the entire thing to the sauce mix.
And you could use peach or raspberry, it doesn't really matter. You can make it like if you wanted, it doesn't have to be apricots. But.
Me, you know, at this time in my life, I really relate to Michael, you know. I think of him as like Cinderella in a sense, you know? He like had some awesome people come into his life and change things, and you know, I've experienced things like that with having different people in my situation and stuff, but you know, looking at him and his potential and what he was capable of doing, you know, Sandra Bullock's role, she did great, just really looking at someone and seeing what their potential actually was, not just what the situation was.
Yeah.
Color. Everything's all mixed in nicely now. little bit. Make sure the tops are all covered. Relating to my situation, you know, things can change. You never know who's going to come into your life. You never know how things could change just in a heartbeat. That could lead you to being, you know, on the streets to then being in the NFL. You know, how to be kind to humans, just being aware of what's around you and what you're capable of doing on both ends.
And just being open to new experiences and being kind of brave and putting yourself out there and
Trying.
Yeah.
Go ahead, we covered all the drumsticks in the sauce that we made. We're gonna grab some tin foil and we're gonna cover it up. Covered it. Look how good I did. I'm really good at this job. Go ahead, we're gonna put it in the oven at 400 degrees. We're gonna leave it in there for about an hour, depending on how big your drumsticks are, but I think
There's the finished chicken.
it's so beautiful. Look how pretty that is. So good.
And it's great over couscous or rice or anything that you want.
Or just in your mouth.
So it's a really satisfying, fun movie to watch with your whole family.
Agreed.
And so, yeah.
I'll take 10. That is so good. I like the sweet with it. There's because of the brown sugar, the apricot. It's sweet. It's got a taste of sweet in it, and I love that. I absolutely love that.
And once they cool down, you could certainly eat it like a drumstick.
Totally, but I'm not that patient, so leave me be.
yourself.
Oh, it's so good. Delicious. Go team. We nailed it.
People find you, Jacqueline, if they on social media.
I have my Facebook page, Jacqueline Cooks, and the exact same name for my Instagram.
And you can follow me at Smiling LDS Girl on all different social media. So let us know what you think of The Blind Side. Which team are you rooting for in the Super Bowl? And put in the comments section below. And please subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!
See ya!